Hello, Perfect Death here, and bringing another video for From the Depths. This time I'm just going to cover some of the vehicles that I've so far designed. I did the video on the Fink class, which I did some more cosmetic design stuff on it. Loud noises. See, I'm the Fink class here, inside my cozy little cockpit area. You know, this is the ship that I showed off there, where it's got its two pretty high rate of fire guns, torpedo decoy, radar decoy, heat decoy. It's got some smoke dispensers. I reduced the engine size down because it had a little too much engine power that it didn't need. Some missiles, things like that, pretty well stabilized at this point now, and I gave it a nice paint scheme too. Aside from that, I have actually made some other ships as well. I'll show some of them off. Let's load. Which one do I want to load next? I designed a freighter one, which think, yeah, there's a couple of these. This is one of the strong ones I designed recently as well. This one is an airship hovercraft thing, and he's a bit of a fast boy. Yeah, I am inside of it. Kind of a similar cockpit design that I did, except the rear view screen is sitting up there. And with this one, he floats in the air. He's got some jet engines on the bottom there, propellers as well, because if you fall underwater, these stop working, so I have these as like backup to help this thing actually fly if it crashes into the water. And then it's got two big custom jets over here. This thing is actually really fast. It can go like 100 meters a second, which is pretty crazy. And its primary weapons are lasers. It's got some, it's an okay gun. Not really sure. It kind of works. It's more of there as like a secondary. Same with these little guys. It's got some torpedoes to hit stuff in the water. It's got a radar thingy there, and heat decoys over there, and lambs on the sides. So these two craft are about the same price. I'm actually going to let's get rid of this guy and this guy as well. I'll actually spawn them on opposing teams, because that was something that I had recently done. I'll just wait for them to despawn. Because turns out the Fink so far is the strongest ship that I've designed in my recent generation. So to spawn these guys on enemy teams, I go like Fink here, change him to, let's say, Deepwater Guard, and then I can drop him in. F11 to pause. Let's give it some good distance. 2,000 meters, yeah, that'll be good. And then load vehicle. We'll have the Canny fight the as Onyx Watch, and we'll fight the Fink class there with them. So when I unpause this, oops. You can see just how fast that guy goes. He's designed to just circle around and go really quickly. His lambs are actually able to shoot down some stuff pretty well, but the rounds that the Fink fires are high explosive rounds that have either a squash head or a heat round. So when they detonate, they actually... Now let's slow it down. There we go. We'll go nice and slow so you can see here. So even, well, maybe there we go. So in some of these rounds, this I think was a squash head. This was a heat round. I can tell the difference because the heat round will still shoot fragments. So if those get close enough, the fragments can actually still do some pretty good damage. And some of them will still make their way through. The Fink's calibers are actually pretty small, so they tend to not do a huge amount when they hit, but it's got a really high rate of fire and it can often just overwhelm through here. I think that just deflected. Pink, or that's just the shrapnel. And he's launching his torpedoes. This rear turret might need a little bit of work to get it to fire better. But one of the things is that if you have a high enough rate of fire, it burns up the reserve energy for the lambs, so the lambs sometimes doesn't quite do enough damage to kill anything. We can see I've already destroyed the propellers on the outside there, which is not needed unless this thing falls in the water. After a while, from what I've seen, let's speed it up a little notch. And again, oh, zap. Poor torpedoes. Can't even make it into the water. If the torpedoes get in the water, then the lambs has a hard time hitting them. Yeah, you can see the laser right here. He is trying to dig his way through, but I do have this system here which will detect incoming laser damage, and then it will create a smoke screen, which isn't visible right now. I think it's in effect. I know I don't have smoke screen coverage for the con tower here, but I have smoke coverage for the front section and the rear section, so the laser really has a hard time doing any damage to the hull. And see, it's detected a missile. I think it's detecting the torpedoes, and it doesn't quite realize that it's a torpedo, because it detects torpedoes through the passive sonar down here, and so if the torpedo doesn't even hit, oh, how did you die? AI? That's surprising. Let's pause. How did my AI die? There's like, this thing is completely covered. Unless it burrowed through here? Oh, I think, that is strange, because this guy doesn't have EMP, and EMP would have been attracted to the surge protectors nearby. How did you get in there? Maybe it was the AP rounds, because I know that does have AP, but then again, AP doesn't, like, hollow out an entire area. That's crazy. Because I can see that the connectors come out from there. I don't see an entry hole. Interesting. That's either like a ridiculously lucky shot that maybe it went into the con tower and then it ricocheted down. But that destroyed a lot of stuff in there. The other thing that could have happened, See, you can see all the blocks fall out. So something hit the AI. Now, it could have been a round cooked off in one of these turrets. Let's see. I don't know. Turret's fine. That's a crazy shot. Because, yeah, usually the fight lasts for quite a while because this doesn't do a lot of damage and he can't really do any damage back. But I guess... Because, yeah, I don't see any entry shots, and this has layered armor. And he doesn't use heat. I think these are just... These might be heat guns. If I... Neato. That's probably one of the luckiest shots I've seen in this game in pretty much ever. Yeah. I wonder how this ship does, because I know the Fink can handle my other ship that I designed. Mostly because the Fink has kinetic shields. So, let's try that out. Where is the anvil? Doop, spawn the anvil. This is a big boy that I designed to try out railguns. It's a pretty well-defended core, but again, we'll see. Because he got a really lucky shot in on my Fink. He's trying to dig his way through. But the anvil has a very strong armor thing around its turret magazine, but again, you can always get really random lucky shots like that, I guess, where he goes through. Let's slow it down a bunch, because it always looks cool in slow mode. Now, one of the things is that I don't have a lot of energy generation on that ship, so the railguns don't fire as much as they could. You can see the speed. These ones are the its secondary guns, which are high explosive. And then it's got some armor-piercing kinetic rounds that it also shoots. Which... Zoom. There's an AP round. Went right in through the belly. Down through there. Didn't get a solid hit in the core. But because it's a much higher velocity gun, it's able to get through fast enough before the lambs can shoot it. And there he goes. Smacked right into the side there. Knocked out some propeller pieces. Hit right up against his armor belt there, which is a little hard to see. Let's see how the damage is going over on this side. See, he's managing to shoot down some shots as well. Oh. So, because his barrel, the turret's starting to get damaged by the laser, it's preventing the railgun from being able to shoot shots out very quickly. So these are the high explosive guns. Their shots are pretty big, but the bigger that you make the round, the easier it is for the lambs to detect it and shoot it down. So, more narrow rounds mean that you have a higher speed, less chance of it getting zapped. Oh, and there goes one of the kinetic rounds. Didn't seem to do anything. I didn't see any blocks fly out. And zap. Oh, there's a good hit. Knocked out a bunch of metal blocks. Yeah, because it's not able to shoot the railgun very fast, it has a hard time really chewing through the defense. So that was something I was looking at testing out. I wonder if it's just that I might have one of the guns, some of the guns set to... Oh no, he's just missing his barrel, his charging barrel right there. But that one shot. So I wonder what's going on there. Because those are shooting pretty fast. But they have no energy behind them. So I wonder if that's because of combat damage, or if it's just a setting that I might have screwed up on. Or maybe only one of the guns is actually putting energy behind each shot. That could be the case. Let's check that out. Destroy vehicles. Let's load on my team. Let's spawn the monitor again here. And we will go through the process. So you are, yep, 3,000 energy, 3,000 energy, and 3,000 energy, or 30,000 energy. All seem to check out. It could just be the battle damage, where it's hitting the railgun parts and then it's killing all of its energy there. Now the battery generation for this, where is my engine again? I might want to adjust the battery recharge ratio again. Let's go to a 0.6. One of the things I was thinking about doing with this one is changing it from LAMs to anti-missile kinetics, where it fires kinetic missiles that ram into incoming missiles. Because if you use the LAMs, then that's going to take up engine power, and I want my engine power producing power for the railgun. Okay, let's save them like that, and destroy vehicles. Let's give them another test. Anvil onto zoom. Load. Load you on Xwatch. Go and play. Boom. Boom. Okay, so it does fire pretty quick normally. Takes out quite a few blocks, and we can see that they are currently even in terms of damage. But he's just gotta chew out the armor a little more. Oh, looks like he knocked out one of the railgun chargers. And probably gonna knock out the other one. Yeah, there goes the barrel. Still got some of his rail power going. He's got some holes, but he's not quite able to out-damage his repair rate. I didn't go overkill on the repair rate, but that's the thing about the layering of defense that I use, is that it's usually a little easy for the crafts I've designed for their outer armor to get chewed through. It's usually their inner layers that I focus the most on. Yeah, you can see he's down railguns on his other two guns, so now it's only really the one. Yeah, this ship would definitely benefit from a smoke screen. Oh, the laser stopped. I think I must have hit something important, because he is not using his laser beams anymore. It's hard to tell when you got armor-piercing guns, because yeah, you can see a round went in there. That's a lucky hit. So right around here, right here is usually where the because there's these connectors that beam the laser around, and so one of the lasers from over here, this guy actually has his like this one right here will link in, it'll combine with this one, and then they beam their way up. But we had a little shot go in right under there, and it got patched up really fast. But it tore a little hole into there, right where the right where the laser, because this guy has two laser generators, and they're designed to one feeds into this guy, and the other one feeds into this guy, and as a result, he is now out of laser. Because I designed this railgun to be pretty good at punching holes through metal armor. But this guy's losing a lot of blocks, but these are just structural blocks that he uses to mostly to keep afloat. Right? He's essentially just a big open space inside of there with a couple of different layers and structural pieces. That way he doesn't sink, or else he would. Because that turret magazine is extremely heavy. Oh, and he's starting to lose control. And oh, I think he might have knocked out his engine. Oh no, there his engine's on. There he goes. He managed to dodge a railgun shot right there. But yeah, his LAMS is still going. His LAMS is on a separate laser thing. He has 3 different laser generators. 1 for the LAMS, and then 2 for his main laser guns. He actually guzzles fuel. Fuel for the fuel engines to generate engine power, and then well, now his lasers are back up. And yeah, he's pretty much getting neutered. His guns are getting chewed up a little too much. Only 95, but it's all of the surface parts that he's losing. All of his expensive core pieces are still around. Well, there goes a bunch of AI blocks. I think, yeah, that went in at the secondary guns there. Yeah, his torpedoes don't care about the decoy. Because I kind of was testing this decoy out to see if it attracts the bombs down, or the torpedoes downwards, but I think I added too much ballast weight to it, so it drops too far down, and then therefore the torpedoes don't get attracted to it if it's that far deep. Okay, let's. We'll try the. I'll do a rematch between the Fink and. Because I'm curious if he can recreate his lucky win. Let's pause. Zoom. And let's see if he'll have the same kind of luck as he did last round. I won't slow it down this time, just to see. Oof, loud lasers. Yeah, there, now you can see the smoke generators working. But yeah, the smoke doesn't quite cover the con tower, which would probably be this ship's main weakness, it seems, as it loses a lot of detection if that little tower gets destroyed. So it can be really useful to design a nice, spacious con tower. Missiles are actually a pretty good distraction against his lambs, as at least when the missiles are coming in, his lambs are not trying to shoot down his HE rounds. So far that says they're evenly matched. Let's watch the torpedoes go in. So he'll launch his torpedoes, and you can see there some of them went off course because they saw the decoy floating around. And then the hole's already plugged up. Yeah, So there, torpedo decoy goes out. And some of the torpedoes. I think he did shoot him. Zapped a torpedo. Well, Canny's starting to build up damage. Yeah, you can see he's missing a big chunk up the middle now. Let's slow it down. There we go. So yeah, you can see he's now starting to get carved through. This is where his lambs is right in the middle. And then the section where his main laser is definitely got disabled, but it's mostly that the turrets got carved out gradually. So this seems to be the average outcome that I've seen when I've tested these two fighting each other. The first one was one of those really weird outliers. I'm guessing this gun's armor-piercing rounds got through. And then the hole was plugged up when I went to take a look. Zap, zap, zap. Yeah, his lambs isn't quite strong enough. With the built-up damage, and probably the engines are probably taking damage too. There goes some of his decoy missiles, which I don't use thermal missiles with this craft. Knocked off some blocks. Oh, he missed. Yeah, there comes another missile. Zap, 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 zap. Fragment warheads. Basically just tore off some outer shell. There comes another one. Bonk. Oof, that was a heat round. It's hard to tell how much damage those heat rounds do. Let's pause it and wonder if I can see. Yeah, right there. So that's the heat. So the heat hits there and it spawns the materials right there. And then you can see the fragments go out. Now the fragments weren't really able to hit anything vital. They basically just hit chunks of metal in the corner there. The other one is a Hesh, which maybe I'll be able to get a. Let's see, he's on reload. We'll wait a little bit. Maybe we will be able to see a Hesh round go out, because they function very similar to each other. I can hear the shots. Just gotta wait for them to come by. And where'd you hit? Oh, right there. That's not where. Too important. Boop. Okay, that hit right there. So that shrapnel is just gonna pop on the outside there. So that one hit there. I don't think it Did it spawn? Because right here's my spall liner. So the Hesh is going to do very little damage when if it does manage to spall into that little liner there. That's a big part about why this can't really kill the ship, because it's essentially right about here is where the spall liner. Yeah, I will actually just pause it and show the spall liner. So right where this stone line is, this little gap right here is the spall liner, and so it ends right about here, which is where this section is. So you can see it can punch holes clean through underneath the spall liner. But yeah, a lot of the components down here aren't too damaged because all this open space is just room for the shrapnel to spread out. And so if it wants to cut through to like some of these more vital areas, it has to get through that liner. The front section over here doesn't really have too much. It's got some of this armor here, which has gradually been shredded. Now let's actually speed this up a little bit. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So this ship certainly has a issue dealing a finishing blow, any kind of like really deep damage, since it doesn't have really good penetrating shots. And this guy, he can, but it's very luck-based because that turret does not have a very high rate of fire. And you can see it, I think that turret's actually been disabled, maybe? Or, yeah, I think his turret got disabled somehow. Let's take a look, actually. Oh yeah, because this is the weapon controller for that turret. So, I recently added it on, so I'm guessing because I didn't add any, like, inner defensive layer here, stuff went through that little section and damaged enough of the control block line. That would make sense. So right now this ship pretty much has no weapons except the torpedo launcher. It's got torpedoes, and it's torpedoes are trying, but can't really do much damage. So, and then I might as well show off. I've made a cargo combat freighter actually. Let's just make them white flares. My cargo combat freighter. This one here, he's got some big high explosive rounds. And then a bunch of AA guns, some torpedoes, and a bunch of repair tentacles. So, and a large amount of storage space. And some resource gathering. Oh, he's gonna gangbang on him. There goes some torpedoes. Boom. He's not very fast, but he is pretty well armored. Oh, zoom, boom. Miss. Miss. Yeah, I think his rounds are just too slow. They have a hard time hitting things that far away. But I think he's aiming at the big ship because it's got a bigger profile silhouette, and therefore it's able to detect it better, whereas the Fink is so far underwater. And he only really uses a passive sonar on the bottom. He has a lambs in the belly down here. Whoa. Oh, there's some nice close range hits. Boom, boom. I did make him very resilient, at least. You can see it's a lot of damage to the outside. They're basically chewing their way through. They've managed to chew through some of his belt. So then they have to work on that inner belt layer. They're getting close. They're about 1 block away from being able to hit the magazine back there. Or right behind here's where the AI is. Or to go in and hit the engine. They might have even been... Nope, they haven't breached the engine yet. And just to make things even more chaotic, I made a weird little destroyer here. It's not that amazing, but it has torpedoes. And missiles. These guns are about the same as the Finks, just much slower firing. Because they're only a 3x3 magazine, not a 5x5. He has a bunch of torpedo sonar decoys. They are not timed to space each other out. And it's got a little machine gun on top. Why are you flipping? I did not design you to be able to flip. Because he has roll control. What did you do? Oh, I guess he flipped. I didn't think he could. I guess he doesn't have enough roll control? No, he's correcting himself a little bit. I think he was trying to turn left when a wave hit him. What else do I have that I've designed that works? This was an experiment that didn't work out too well. Oh, this is a neat one. I just recently made this one as a test to see how good unguided shaped charge missiles would be. Essentially heat missiles. And I came to realize that putting them on a boat was not a good idea because it's a bit too unstable and they like to shoot through the water. But, oh, they hit. Though, it was a really bad hit. Though it is a, something that has a lot of AP on it, and it knocked out one of the, engines. Because of its heat properties, it actually penetrates armor really well. And I've instant killed some ships when I tested it, if they hit in the right spot. needs really nice smooth waves. If there's any waves, then he throws his aim off. Now, he does have a missile defense system that shoots kinetic missiles, but they haven't fired off yet. And they should. But then again, I don't know. Maybe they have to be like... Because I'm not sure how to get kinetic missiles to work. At least to work as a missile interceptor. So let's see. He's going for him. He's only set to fire these at very close range so that he has better accuracy. Zoom, 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 zoom. He's coming. He's coming. There you go. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, because they went into the water, they slowed down, which then threw off their aim, or else he would have hit more closer to the center of mass and not near the tail. Oop, I'm just gonna pause because when they hit, yeah, it destroyed just basically that stuff, and it actually went in. It didn't destroy the engine, but it sheared off the armor guarding the engine. And there goes a torpedo after his decoy. And boom. Let's see, that took out some blocks. Whoa, and yeah, there's the fragments. It's just structural blocks. He's shedding off structural blocks here. Let's see, does it say? No, I am not on the same team. I want to see my shape charge missiles, my RPGs shoot. Boom, 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 boom. Here they go, and oh. Yeah, you can see some of the, oh yeah, that really tore out a whole bunch. Tore half his missile system out. Yeah, you can see it generally doesn't do much damage to the outer layer, but it spawns fragments on the inside. Now he does have a really good belt armor at protecting you against heat, but that belt armor doesn't extend to the front of the craft. Who are you shooting at? You've been shooting at the cargo ship, which is not looking too good. Or at least, I think it's been repairing itself, but it's... Oh no, his repair stuff got knocked out. So that would be why he is sinking. Oof. Yep. I was expecting you to die very quick. As soon as you got aimed at, he blew up. Oh, he's managed to fix it up. It was sort of cheap. The missile parts are not cheap, but the superstructure and the most of the armor is pretty cheap. you're still around. You're still around. Still getting... Yeah, because he sticks out of the water a lot more, so he's a bigger radar profile for the missiles. Though he is now surfaced, which makes him a target for the missiles again. Well, I think I'll call it there for today. Battles can go on for quite a while. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Take care.